Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Bungle Collects. Now buckle up for this one, £1,000 worth of £2 coins. Going to go through to try and find the rare and valuable ones, the ones that you can find in your change and hopefully ones that are worth more than £2 printed on them. But buckle in, settle down, get a cup of tea. This is going to be a mega hunt. I'm going to literally check every single coin as we go through for any errors, oddities, quirks, things like that. So I'm going to show you what I would normally do after the hunt. So I would normally film it all, find the commemoratives, stick them on the mat, stick them in the book, and then go back through for rotations, errors, things like that. I'm just going to do it as we go along. So this is going to be mammoth, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. We've got a cash in with a bit of luck. So Liz and the ladies from the post office give me a shout and said that someone just cashed in £1,000 worth of £2 coins that have been collecting. They are not the coin collector. Hopefully there is going to be some super duper finds. I'll go with the left first, I think. I will of course be putting any commemoratives on the mat, and also I'm starting a new book today. So I've had a combined 50p and £2 book on the go for a while. The £2 were complete. And I've been trying to complete the 50p book, but long story short, the book's fallen to bits. So I've got some more albums coming from UK Coin Hunt, and I am going to have a separate 50p and £2 album again, and I'm going to start with all over, brand new. Right, if you haven't seen the mat, gold, silver, bronze, fine. So the ones at the top are the most valuable, going down that way. Do keep the Northern Ireland down here, close to my heart, next to the Bungle logo, because that is the most valuable and rare £2 coin you can find in circulation. Any plum finds or territories, foreign coins, fakes will go on here. Got the lucky logo there, and let's see. So literally going to check every single one as I go along. Let me just move this thing here, and yeah, it'll save me a little bit because I do need to rebag them as well to go back into the bank. So the fact that I'm going to check every single one as we go means that I've got I don't know, I think overall I'll save a little bit of time. So I've just sat here on my own, because I do that sometimes, just sat here and flick through them. See, I've only got like a small amount, 200 or 300 quid, not enough for a video. I'll still take them and then just check them and stick them back in the bank, because I'm going to do that. So there we go, that was the first lot. Oh, I'm not sure whether you could see that or not. I wasn't looking to see how far I was zoomed in. Years wise then, so there's no particularly rare year for these technology coins. Some are a little bit more scarce than others, or are not as highly minted. In fact, some of these technologies are like this one, 2012 for example. I can't remember the mintage off the top of my head, but it's probably only about 4 million, and a lot of commemorative £2 coins have got a much higher mintage rate than that. But they're just not worth anything. They're just, the £2 are just not as desirable as the 50 pences. So you've got to be a hardcore collector or be at the top end. The top end of the finds. Right, we've got our first commemorative. So what I do with every commemorative, I always spin it to check. Well, I check every single coin now to see whether it's rotated or not, because I did find an amazing 1999 Technologies, which is worth £2, but it was rotated and I got £81 on eBay for it. So after fees and everything, it was still a good hell of a find. Right, that is the most popular. I'll just zoom out. That's the most popular commemorative coin, 10,191,000. That goes right at the end there. Let's see, £1,000. Let's see how much I can get on the mat. Not looking like I'm not like amazingly buzzing at the minute, because I think that's the first commemorative in 3 bags. But maybe it's just a slow start. Maybe this person who cashed in really is a cash collector. Is a coin collector. Who knows? Bit early to be losing the faith, I think. Right, okay, there's another commemorative, Guy Fawkes. So look around the outside there. So I've spun it, and it is not rotated. It's got the correct edge inscription. Remember the 5th of November. And then I have a just basic look to see if there's anything that looks. Sometimes you get extra splodges of metal on. Sometimes that inner pill is squashed. Sometimes the hole that goes through the inner pill. Sometimes somebody's flipped it over. A whole range of different things to where to look for, really. There we go, 5,140,000. That's a bronze find. I keep anything gold and the top level silver. This is a silver coin, Robert Burns. Correct edge inscription, should old acquaintance be forgotten. It's a silver fine, so it's going to go up here in the second row. 3,253,000, so too high a mintage for me to keep. And also it's not a nice condition either. Some people do keep them, kind of a low tier keeper if you like, or a lower value. You maybe get £3 for that on a good day, I suppose, if it was in really good condition. But the truth is, they're just not as desirable as 50p's. But there is a market out there for them, and it just makes it a little bit more exciting, the hunt for a rare commemorative, or a commemorative that is a rare commemorative, or something that's a little bit odd, I suppose. Right, this one, so All the World is Staged. I do particularly check this edge inscription because I've seen photographs of the bunk version of this, the one that goes into packets, you know, that people sell in commemorative packets, not into circulation, and that A has been misstamped, and it's been on over the S, or well, that S, I think that S, on the Worlds. So as it's gone through the ribbing machine and the edge inscription is being put on, it's just misstruck slightly. So that's something to look out for, because sometimes people open up packs and throw them into circulation. Right, Shakespeare, comedies, All the World is Staged, 4,355,000. There can be some value in Shakespeare's. I personally think they're a face value coin. If you've got them in good condition, if you're probably selling them together, then you can get a little bit more than that, but it's not worth me. I just don't think it's worth the time personally. Too high a vintage, all three. Other little quirks I look for is whether there's any extra any extra metal around the outside, because sometimes that can happen. So you get extra metal anywhere on the coin really, but if it's on the edge, if it's a cud, then it tends to get a little bit more. A little bit of value to it. What else do we have in terms of errors or not? I mean, the term error does get fiercely debated, whether they're errors or not. You know what I mean. Oh, I know what I mean anyway. I'll be looking for the 2010, the double die obverse error. They sell quite well. You're looking at, because I have been selling my collection off. Started getting Lady M needed a new car, and I have been selling a few bits and pieces off. But yeah, the 2010 technology coin, so with the date 2010 down the bottom. On the other side, you can get the writing that looks double stamped. It's hub doubling. If we find one, I will give you that in a little bit more detail as well. But yeah, you can get about £20 for that kind of error. The fried egg's the one you're looking out for the most in terms of errors, where that inner silver pill has squashed out and kind of gone into the brass outer. They can get some really good value, you know, £100 plus. I think probably depending on the type of coin it's happened to, and how big the egg is, I suppose. That can make a difference. You notice here that I'm spinning. I don't necessarily, sometimes I'll spin and the queen is upside down. That's because the other side is the wrong way around as well before I start. So I kind of offer it up. So if I'm going to spin that and the date at the bottom, well, the queen would be the right way up. If I pick the coin up and the date is the other way around, I won't mess about like kind of turning it round, if you like. I mean, sometimes I do, it's part way like that. But ultimately, I just want to check that the queen is the opposite way to which way I've spun the coin. Right, this is a good error to look out for. What a piece of work is a man round the outside. If you get for king and country, that's the wrong edge inscription. Value of about 30 quid maybe. But this is just the standard. Another Shakespeare, that's 2 out of the 3 now. 4,615,000. I don't check the edge inscription of the technology coin, of the common coin. That is just too far. I just wouldn't have the time to do that. It's bad enough and time consuming enough spinning every single coin, not just the commemoratives, to see whether it's rotated round when it was minted. I'm certainly not going to check every edge inscription. I'm sure there probably will be, or there's a chance that there's a coin out there with the wrong edge inscription. And if you've got loads of time on your hands, or you're really trying to make some money, I don't know, for whatever reason, you maybe out of work or something like that, but if you've got, or just, I don't know, retired or loads of time on your hands, then I suppose it is worth studying every single coin you come across in detail to see if you can find any quirks with it. If you've got time on your hands, you've got nothing to lose. I'm not aware of the wrong edge inscription being around the £2 coin. It says standing on the shoulders of giants, and I've only ever seen that. The font can be different, mind, around the outside. That's normal as well. So you can have a slightly different design. Say, look there, the Queen's upside down, and I spin it, and I know the date's going to be upside down as well. Same with that 2000. It just saves me a bit of time. I'm going to flip it once. Although sometimes I will double check it, especially if it's a 1999 or a 2015, because we know that they are rotated coins out there. So sometimes I will double check it if I've got it the wrong way around. While I was talking about edge inscriptions, so the edge inscription on the outside of the coin, it can go, the writing can be one way up. It could be upside down or the right way around, depending on your point of view. So it's completely random. So if you look at this coin there, that's the date. If you have a look at that, the standing on the shoulders of giants is upside down. The next coin is most likely to be the other way around, and it is. Look at that. Oh, it's exactly the same. Is it the same year? What's the chances of that? So 1999, do it that way. The edge inscription, the writing is well, so that you can read it. So look at that. Upside down, right way around. Totally random. There is no, it's not, that's a, oh, I thought that was a fake. No, it's not. 1999s in a row. Yeah, so the edge inscription is completely random. It goes into the rimming machine. It gets shot in there and rimmed around the edge, and it just depends which way around the coin when it hits the rimmer, which way around it is. So there's a commemorative. I'm sure that won't be the last one we find. For king and country around the outside, the army centenary, very common, especially around this area. Over 9.5 million coins of that design were minted, so lots and lots are found. Well, tell you what, it's going a bit quicker than I thought actually, because we're not finding many commemoratives. Was this guy really a coin collector? Was he just full of it when he was trying to ditch his coins in the post office? Because that's not something that people always do. Post office always allow you to do unless you're a business and got a change card, which you get charged for. Was he just doing the old, oh, I'm just a collector, you know? Or has he been collecting for a year or so and just not found many commemorative coins? Because they are relatively hard to come by, I think. Let's see. But if nothing else, I'll say I'm starting a new book, and I might only have, let's have a quick look. I might only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commemoratives, but it's 6 commemoratives for the book. It's always expensive when you start a new book. 12 quid in as it stands. I suppose I'm going probably a little bit too fast as well. I would normally spend a little bit longer just having a look, just having a little study of the coin to see if there's any extra blobs of metal, or if you can see through between the silver bit and the brass bit. Well, I guess I feel as though I need to be a little bit faster with you guys watching. We'll also be looking for fakes, so not that they're any good to me, but they are a little bit interesting. They shouldn't be there. Somebody out there minting fake £2 coins. Right, 2010. This is the first time I found one in this hunt, which is, I normally find a few. But yeah, 2010, and I'm looking to see whether the writing around that edge, see, I start with the Elizabeth because that's where it's the most pronounced, whether it's double stamped, and it isn't. Just looking at that E in case it was, but no, you can see, when you see it, you see it. So 2010, date at the bottom, flip it over, look at the Elizabeth. If you can see like a 2 E's, 2 L's, 2 I's, The IRB is a good way as well. It looks like IIRRBB. So worth looking out for that one, but that is just a standard, correctly minted 2010. I'd love to find, we know 2015, so I'll zoom back in again. We know 2015s do rotate. It can be found relatively regularly, and I reckon at least a 10 is value if you find one. But I'd love to find one that's nice and shiny, but there is still some good condition 2015 coins out there, because even though they were dated 2015, some of them only really came out a couple of years ago. There was not a lot of demand, I don't think, for new £2 coins to be circulated, so they'd been minted, but then not released from the Royal Mint, or not released, sat there in storage in the Royal Mint store or in cash centres, and then all of a sudden we started to have a flurry. Might be more than a couple of years ago now, I forget. Oops. Maybe 3 years ago, but the Shakespeare coins, they were really quite hard to come by at one point, especially Shakespeare comedies, the one with the jester on, and then all of a sudden they started to hit, and we get plenty of them now. So fake coins, I can usually just tell by looking, because I've handled so many £2 coins. Oh, that's worth mentioning as well, that portrait of the Queen, it's only on the 1997, and I see so many posts or so many questions in like Facebook coin groups and things like that, saying, oh, they've got the Queen's necklace from the £2 and it's rare, and it really isn't. It's don't quote me on this, but it'll be the most highest minted £2 coin you can get, because in 1997 the £2 coin changed design from a one metal, so all brass coloured, so single metal coin, to this bimetallic one where it's got the brass outside and then the silver in the middle. So the minted loads to get them, you know, as the other ones came out with circulation, they needed replacing. So the first year there was tons of them. So I really don't get that. And it seems to be, and I know it might be an urban legend, or you know, something. You know, can you still say Chinese whispers? I don't offend anybody there, but you know what I mean, like something that just gets passed down, a fable, and I just can't believe it still lives on. I mean, how did it get out there in the first place? You must know something a little bit about coins, have an interest in coins, or even heard about that it would be rare. And then the minute that you've found out, you then know, you know, you can look on the Royal Mint's website and get mintage figures in, you know, in just a minute to find them. So I don't understand why that still persists. That I did hear something about a Queen's necklace on a £1 coin. Not sure what that is. If you do know what that is, if you're still with me, you do know what that is, the Queen's necklace on a £1 coin. I've heard about, is it the bearded Queen, or both? Bearded Queen on the pound coin. I think is it the old pound? I'm not sure. Do let me know in the comments if you do know. So yes, fakes you can normally tell. I think they're really, only because I've handled so many and seen so many, the fakes are really good. They tend to be a similar colour, you know, just about the right colour, the right weight, handle the same. You've got to know, I see the finer detail really, where the Queen's portrait might be a little bit off, or the IRB at the bottom, or the artist's initial. That's usually hard for them to get. Or the edge inscription around the outside might not be there, or it might be a little bit wonky. But we'll see what we've got. I'm quite pleased to have not got any fakes so far. Pretty confident, because they don't go, if you use a coin machine, so if you have a bank that has a coin machine where you can tip the coins in, obviously the fakes don't go in, even if they're the right weight. Then the machine is able to recognise a fake and it spits it back out again. so you end up losing £2. I am surprised there's not more of a market for fake coins. I mean, there is. People do collect fakes because there's different, different versions of fakes, and the categories, different years, things like that. So there is a bit of a market for it, but they don't attract a lot of value. But I wish there was, because I reckon I'd make a fortune. I must have found, or Lady M and I between us must have found 100 fake £2 coins in our time. I tell you what I'd like to find here, just some commemoratives. That'd be nice. Just 4 bags left of the. Oh well, there we go. There's one commemorative coming up. Just 4 bags left of this first 500. Right, that's the Brunel Arches. So many irons in the fire. That will be going towards there. 7,452,000. Here's a 2010. Have we got any double stamping? No, it doesn't look like it. It's not particularly bright in the Magic Studio today. It's quite a grey day, so I'm having a... Don't normally even really look in the camera, but I want to use the camera for the close-up. So no, that's normal. That one's had a hard life. Be nice to find an error. See one rotate live, as it were. Well, not live, but you know what I mean. I mean, of course, it will get scarcer and scarcer in circulation. There's more coin collectors over there. There's more snaffle them up and put them in their own collection or sell them on to other collectors. And we'll get more desirable, of course, and the type of rotation as well. So depending how far round the coin is can make a difference to the value, and then the quality of the coin itself. So if you're lucky enough to say have a 2015 rotation and it's in really nice condition, so it was maybe taken out of circulation early, and then maybe it's 180 degree, so the queen's completely upside down when you turn it, then you've got a nice coin, £10 plus. But if there continues to be a market for them, and the more that they, when there's no more left to be found, if you've got one in good condition over time, the chances are it will increase in value. Although it's hard with coins because you don't know what's desirable. You don't know what. Sometimes there's a bit of hype around a coin, and people see something in the media. Or there's a couple sold on eBay for high prices, and then a few more kind of get on the bandwagon. Bit of FROMO, I think, fear of missing out. So that can inflate some coins prices. But sometimes it's just a craze, and you just think, yep, it goes up and it never comes back down again. So right, this is the final bag of the first 500. And I've got to say, it's pretty disappointing. So much. I know the ladies wouldn't tell me an untruth in the post office. I wonder whether they've been duped or whether that person's just, I don't know, just hasn't been lucky enough to find any commemoratives. I don't know. Right, so that is the halfway stage. It's pretty poor. Just one of each of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just 7 commemorative coins. All for me, all face value, nothing of any real value. So let's crack in to bag number 2. Obviously, I'm flying solo. I tend to upload my solo hunts on a Sunday. That's why there's no Lady M. But if you're missing her, don't worry. She will be back at least twice this week. We upload on a Tuesday and a Thursday, our 50p hunts. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a little swig of Pepsi Max Cherry. Lady M's, actually. She goes mad because I drink a Pepsi Max Cherry. She doesn't like the other Pepsi Max, but I've developed a taste for it, and I prefer it to the other Pepsi Max. And then of course, you get desperate because we only buy it when it's on offer. Oh, there we go. We've got our first little error / oddity. I'll just stick it there till I finish this bag. So yes, if she goes She does go mad if she doesn't have any. If she doesn't have any left. Oh, I've drank all hers. That's the 15 I was on about. That's quite a shiny, you know, nice shiny 15. If that was rotated, I think it would have more value than another 15. So this one's just a little bit of an oddity. Probably not a massive amount of value, I wouldn't have thought, but you just never know. So this has got this little bit of extra cud on the outside. So there's a little bit of extra metal there. Got to be careful, sometimes cuds can look like you get a damage, you get a bit of a ding. So if you see a ding the very edge and then it bevels out a bit, it can look like a bit of extra, but that isn't the edge inscription is, or the edge is intact, look. Just around the U, the L and the D. That is fine. But you get just a little bit of extra little cud there. So a little bit, I think this metal is broke off the, I know where you get the metal on there, it's definitely where the die that stamps it breaks down a little bit, chips off, but then it gets stuck between the die and the next coin. So if it's stamping, then it's, you know, you get that. That's what causes that kind of imprint, I believe. I'm not really exactly sure what happens with it, with the cuds, why it goes right on the edge, or why that's more desirable than bits on there, but again, maybe someone can tell me in the comments. So that would be great if it was rotated. You know, if you have a rotation, a bit of a cud on, that might, you know, attract a little bit of value. Who knows? I can't see it being any more than a tenner. I might even be exaggerating at that. Right, I'll put that in the oddities section. So that is a good sign, a good start, I think, to this second bag. Is this the start of a little bit of an improvement? Let's see. Yeah, I should probably be spending a little bit. I'm expecting to read the comments and say, oh, at 4 minutes so-and-so, or 22 minutes so-and-so, you flipped a coin and there was a bit of extra this, or there was a so-and-so there. I'm expecting to see that because I've been gone so fast, so through them. I would definitely be spending an extra few seconds. But I was thinking this video might end up taking an hour. So I thought, well, I want it. Yes, it's going to be epic. Yes, I warned everybody. Yes, I'm on the hunt for everything, showing you what I do. But I don't want to be too long. So I've probably sped up a little bit too much, I think. So is there anything else to tell you about errors or oddities, or anything else to look for? I don't think there is. I really don't. I think I did briefly mention the flipped where someone pops that silver bit out and turns it 180 degrees. So it gets flipped, popped and flipped. I've seen a few of them on eBay claiming to be errors. They are definitely not errors. Even if you can't tell it's been taken out, as in there's no damage to the outer part of the coin, 100%, million% it is not an error. It's impossible for a coin to be minted that way, with this side's say brass ring and that side's queen. So the queen was on here with it, say the £2 around the outside. It's impossible because the coins are the two parts are put together when it's minted, so it gets pressed between two dies. So there's just no way the die can, you know, they're not making a die that's halfy a design. It just absolutely would not happen. And they do a lot of checks, the Royal Mint, when the minting coins are coming through. Obviously some do slip through, but something of that magnitude without a doubt would happen, because if the die makes 100,000 of one before it wears out, then they would all be the same as well. The whole batch would be the same. So when they do the quality checking after the minute, they would find them, I have no doubt. So don't pay any extra money for I'll zoom it a bit. Don't pay any extra money for where the queen is 180 degrees backwards, or, you know, £2 on the top and the queen there. It's definitely not an error. Don't fall for it. Same with the writing upside down that I mentioned earlier. It's not an error. It's just the way it goes. Doesn't mean you don't want to collect it. Lady M and I did that. Well, it started off me and Ellie 4 years ago when we started the channel. We had a £2. Well, actually, that's not true. We started with 50p's, and then Richard Brabin from RJ Coins. Hello, Richard. We were having a conversation, and probably I'm too far zoomed in. and he basically encouraged me to get into £2 coins, so I did. Never looked back. I'm so glad I listened, because I do really enjoy the £2 coins. But yeah, so Ellie and I, right in the early days, we had a book each, and Lady M was involved as well. She had a book, she had a date run, so where she would just collect the definitive coins, the technology coins, but in really nice condition. But yeah, so I had a book and Ellie had a book, and that was the competition. And we were trying to find every commemorative, but one of us had the writing one way up, and one of us had the writing the other way up. So it was just, it's a variant basically, so not rare, not an error, but just a variant. So for some hardcore people, when they do collect coins, they want every possible version you can get. And there is two versions, the £2, there is. So we did that. Boy, did that take me a long time to complete. I don't think Ellie, I think I won, I did complete mine. I don't think Ellie ever did. I'm sure he had to buy the Wales coin, the Wales Commonwealth coin, because I just couldn't find it. And we needed to bring the book to an end before we started. I think because Ellie had ditched the channel as well, so Lady M kept it going for a while. And then once I'd officially won, I don't think we... Did we do a mega hunt? A mega £2 hunt to try and fill the book. And then we just give up after that. So I'm not going to give up on my current 50p album. Been going with that for a long time, trying to find one of each. I'm not going to give up until that's full, with the exception of the cube, of course, because that is a, you know, a once or twice, 3 times in a lifetime find if you're checking tens of thousands of 50p's a year. We've only ever found 2. We'll have done probably £200,000 worth of 50p coins. Is that an exaggeration? Probably. They've done some mega hunts. It won't be far on this, at least. Bare minimum 150,000. Well, bare minimum would be, we definitely do £500 a week. Oh, there's a commemorative coming up. So that would be, if it was 1,052, so we have done at least £100,000. Right, this is 150 years and there's around the outside, Florence Nightingale. It's another common one. It's down on this side somewhere, 6,175,000. Oh, it's that common? There's 2 together. That's our first double up as well. The first time we've had more than one coin of the same design. Oh, there's another one there. Ah, right. So is this the start of a cash in then? Is this the start of where things? So yeah, 3 in the same bag. That's unusual. It's quite a common coin, but not common enough so you'd find 3 in the same bag. Right, here's a different one. After the abolition of the slave trade. Always looking out for one with a smooth, that's a kind of speckly, looks like a chocolate orange background. The silver bit with the 1807 there. So if you get it smooth, you can get a artist initials DG, and you might be looking at somewhere between £10 and £20 worth of coin, depending on the condition. But this is unfortunately 8,445,000 mintage, very common, and will only ever be worth £2 in my humble opinion. Oh, that was nice. So that was a few commemoratives just beginning to come through there. Let's see whether that continues. Running out of space on these stacks. I should have been a little bit more sensible in the way that I stacked the £2 off to the side there. Right, this is going to be cool. It is Shakespeare's histories. So that's the 3 now. 1 of each. Oh, sounds like someone's doing the hoovering. You might be able to hear that in the background. 5,655,000. And there's another St. Paul's. Everything checks out there. So we've completed the Shakespeare set. That's nice. This is pleased with that. Now I'm not going to complain about the hoovering, because I think anyone who does the hoovering or vacuuming, I suppose you would say if you're probably down south or posh, because the common people like me don't say vacuuming, they say hoovering, which is a brand name. There's another hollow crown. The commemoratives are beginning to flow, ladies and gentlemen. They're beginning to come through. Hopefully Commonwealth Games coming up. So yes, you've got to be posh to say vacuuming. I don't, but oh yes, here we go. Yes. Right, now we're talking. Now we are talking. We've got some commemoratives. This is King and Country. Is there going to be something of value in here? Or are they all low? Are they all doodah? Are they all low mintage low value commemoratives? Sorry, I'm getting a bit excited. And just to finish off, yes, I'm never going to complain about somebody hoovering or vacuuming. In my humble opinion, it should be done more often. Right, these are looking all like, yeah, very common, but something different there is Charles Dickens, 2012, something will turn up around the outside. Yeah, this all screams, this screams to me that this cash-in is bogus, or is, well, I don't know. I suppose I'm going to need a gold find or a top level silver find to convince me otherwise. Although I do find a lot of these around here. I'm sure a lot were distributed to the northeast because they get minted, they get stored, they go to cash centres, and then they're released around the country where the demand is. And I'm sure at the time they were minted or they were getting released, they needed them around the northeast because we found loads. That was just a 2010, just having a little look there. If anyone can hear the hoovering, again, something else to let me know in the comments. If you're still here 36 minutes in, well done. But yeah, if you can hear the hoovering, let me know. Maybe I assume it's Lady M. Maybe you can judge her hoovering technique. Sounds like she's doing a lot of banging to me. I'm sure you probably can hear it. This I only film on my iPhone, but I've always found that the camera, the sound, it just picks everything up. Even when Lady M just lets one go, she'll just do a little squeak and think that no one's heard it, but the camera never lies. Jude S would probably hear it. Do you still listen with headphones, Jude? Do let me know whether you do, because you'll have definitely, I'm sure, heard a little squeak. I feel sorry when I do sneeze. I do suffer from a bit of hay fever as well, or Lady M will let one out every now and again as well. A sneeze. Probably trying to cover the bottom burp, to be honest. Probably just bogus, just to wanna, I'll just have to cough a bit. And so yeah, you'll hear more with headphones on. The vacuuming does appear to have stopped. So let me know if you could hear that, and apologies for such a shoddy production. Oh no, I can hear it again. I'm gonna say if you can do all that vacuuming. I don't know why am I saying vacuuming. I'm just trying to, appear posh. I think. If anyone can do the hoovering in a few minutes, then they're doing it wrong. Even if we have got a shark. Oh yes, no expense spared in the Bungle household when it comes to hoovering appliances. I think. I've been talking that much as well, I'm not even sure when I'm checking these. I know I'm spinning them all, but am I really looking? I'll be deviled if I've missed something, because by the time this uploads, these coins will be back. Back in the bank. Can't afford to have £1,000 tied up for very long, that's for sure. So yeah, they'll be in the bank before we're going straight to the bank after this. They'll be in the bank before the video's even uploaded to YouTube, never mind being published. So if I have missed something, then too late was the cry. Someone else will be having the chance to find them. Right, they've dried up again, the commemoratives, so we need a little bit of commemorative look. We'll just give this little, you can't see, I'm just giving you a little talk and a little tickle there. No idea whether that'll work or not. Just talk and tickle is just an interesting phrase, right? He's a 2010. Any double dies? No. Nothing at all. I tell you what, I'll have to rest my voice after this. I don't normally talk a lot. Normally Lady Emma just never shuts up, but I must have been talking constantly now for nearly 40 minutes. How many bags we got? 10? 12? Something like that. Shiny one coming up next. It'll be a 15, I think. The one that I would like to see rotated. It isn't. There's another one. Oh, 2006, that's in a nice condition. Now, I was saying we're getting a new album. They haven't actually arrived yet. Did order them from a UK coin hunt, but they haven't arrived yet. So I won't be putting them. I did check. Yeah. I won't be putting in the album in this episode, but they will be ready for the next one. Because the other thinking was as well that if I didn't have an album straight away, then I wouldn't have to put all the coin inserts in and pull them out again. Because you normally get a lot of commemorative coins straight off, the common ones. So, you know, it takes a little bit to set the album up. Just have a little swig of Lady M's Pepsi Max. I'm certain you'll be able to hear that now. Maybe I should play the old school music over the top to try and drown it out. No, I'll definitely be having words with her for destroying my production value, but I'll be doing it after she's finished. I certainly won't be doing it during, just in case. Is that there? No, that's a fake. I won't be doing it during, just in case she tells me to take a running jump and then stops doing it. So you'll just have to put up with it. I wouldn't care. We were filming last week. It was strimming. It was really hot last weekend, and the neighbours came outside. It was strimming. We had to abandon it completely, and it was the next day before we finished it off. Right, that's fake. No hologram in the middle. The rest isn't too bad. Can we see a little bit of the artist initials there? I think. Have they made an attempt? Oh no, they're not. There's nothing in there as well. There'll normally be a B and an R down there. The Queen's the right rotation. That's interesting. Although it's a really poor portrait. You can't see the IRB. Really faded. But they've had a decent bash at the edge inscription as well. So the hidden Mickey there, the Mickey Mouse, the cogs, they're a little bit fat. They're normally a little bit of a cleaner, sharper scenario, but that is still a really good effort, and I'm going to put that in the fake section. I wonder if she was upstairs before. She's downstairs now. I think so anyway. It certainly sounds closer. Another thing to let me know in the comments as well, do you guys that do hunt through coins regularly, do you check the rotation on every £2? Can you be bothered? I know it's a thankless task really. You don't find many. So they've done tens of thousands of pounds, and mind you, I suppose I haven't been checking every one for that long. Should have been really. But either way, you probably only ever found rotations ever. I don't know, 10, something like that. So is it worth it? Can you be bothered to flip it? See, I know I had that wonderful 1999 that made it all worth it for me. But I'm not too sure that most people would feel the same way. I wonder why Sapuchington's not barking either. I wonder whether she is upstairs. I wonder if I can hear it through the bathroom window. Sapuchington would normally be blowing crackers when the Hoover's going. Right, come on, we've got about 5 bags left. Let's do the biz. Let's get ready to bungle. Let's get some commemoratives. Let's find a fried egg. Never found a fried egg. That'll be cool. No, that's a nice condition 13. It's fascinating how you get some coins that are really old and really good condition, and some that are new and in terrible condition, and vice versa, of course. Chances are the older the coin is, the worse it'll be. But I just think, what does it get up to get into that state? What sights is that particular coin seen? You know, travel in the pocket. Imagine it could talk. Imagine what it'll have heard, what it'll have witnessed over history. We've got a commemorative coming up after this. It's another hollow crown. This one seems such a long way away from just a few weeks ago. I was finding commemorative Commonwealth Games. This is a million miles away. Look at that lovely shiny 50. Come on, be rotated. Do it, do it, do it. No. Should I have spent longer looking for errors or little oddities? Am I going to go back through? No, I am not. I'm definitely not. These will be getting straight back in the bag and getting bagged back up again. I won't be going through these again. Sometimes I get excited because of, you know, the commemoratives we found, or a nice error or something during the coin hunt, so that inspires me and I could check £2 coins all day. For other times, not. Right, 2 bags. 2 bags. We're going to get any last bag luck. Is it going to be worth it for being here to the bitter end? I can't wait to go and see the quality of the hoovering. I hope it was worth it. Oh, different one coming. Nice. Common, just £2, but it's the DNA double helix. 2003, I think this one. I like that one. I've got that one in silver proof. Deoxyribonucleic acid around the outside. That's what DNA stands for. Final bag. £20 worth of coins, just 10 £2 coins to go out of, what, 500 coins? £1,000, £2 each, half it, yep. 1,000 coins, no, 500 coins, £1,000. Coming to an end very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Let's review what we've got. Let's see. The token did not bring us much luck today, the old tickling token. So might have to replace it out next time. Right, okay, so how many different ones have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm at least 24 quid in to the to go into the new book. So that's something. Lots of different varieties. No, not lots of different varieties. Lots of single coins where there isn't been multiples. That one being the Army Centenary there. It is highly minted, so that would be there. We've got 1 fake, and I think we're gonna have to give the plum, because they're all just basic commemoratives, only worth £2 each. That one possibly could have got the plum, but it's not in nice condition, so I'm going to go with this little cud error here. So a 1998 technology with a little bit of extra metal splodge on there. That is going to be the plum. Right, plenty there to let me know what's happening in the comments if you've watched it all the way through. So do spam the comments, let me know, give me the answers to some of them questions. You'll have to remind me what the question was as well, or make it clear in the answer which question you're answering, because I've asked a lot there over the last 40 odd, getting on for 50 minutes. So please do that. Stick a like on, even if it's nothing more, just for the endurance. You know, stick a like on for the effort that I've put in. And also let me know what's your view on cuds. Do you have it? Does cuds excite you? Do you get all warm, tingly feeling when you see that there on that little edge, that little extra blob? Interested to know. Always like tingly feelings. Right. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.